It's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Moriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. YK Intel
Yo, Moriah in the house. Yo. Getting ready for your...
It's the colloquium today, but say it out. I'm not embarrassed about it. The colloquium. Ashwaju's birthday is today. What is it? We're all going today. I am going. What is the big deal?
Are you going to? Because this is your black and gold.
Yes, it's not a yoke. 70 years is not a yoke.
May all of us grow old.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Well, let's start with you.
Amen.
We'll come to Ashwaju in a moment. How are you doing?
I'm not too happy. You know that woman, Joy Musa, that we went to visit her?
Yes.
She called me yesterday. She still received no help. You know, Mrs. Ambode was supposed to put her up in an apartment, but they left, so she's still living from hand to mouth. Her daughter, because I paid her daughter's education up till
Both of us did. You picked one, I picked the other one, yes.
And she's now in nursing school.
Yeah.
But she was raped.
Hi.
You know,
Her daughter became, I didn't follow up after she graduated. I guess I just moved on, but I guess she's still in touch with you. Really, really sad.
so she called me, she needs help. She was, I said, look, I'll try and talk about this because there's not much I can do. I'm a single person now. I mean, I'm one person. You know, so I really, really feel, and I just hope that the government, she was attacked by Boko Haram, her leg is still sore, she can't move, she cried about her daughter, they promised to do something about the daughter.
Did she
Still
report the
nothing.
rape? Did they report
They reported the rape.
Right.
The police were involved, but it's still,
Nothing has been done so.
and she got pregnant from the rape. It's
I remember that her daughter, very, very helpful girl.
Precious, yeah.
Yes, I remember that girl.
Her name is Precious.
How are you doing, Nima? Let me come to you.
I'm fine. I'm a bit under the weather.
Malaria.
Okay. No.
Other issues.
Yeah.
Eh,
Is it?
no. Well, I'm okay. I'm fine. Okay, it's my brother's birthday tomorrow.
Ah,
yes.
okay.
The only Akashat. Happy birthday, Ibrahim. Love you so much.
Is the Balogo amongst the...
Is your, what do they call it? Okonlawon.
Yes.
The one amongst all of us.
Among women.
The only one, yeah.
Fantastic.
So-
How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine. I'm just tired of this no light. I'm tired. Nigerian government, please come to my aid. My own aid. I don't know of anyone else, but it's too much for me. I can't bear it anymore. Just, please. Let's just even have it for a while at night to help people sleep. The weather is so hot and it's just bad. Please, I want to just, I know everybody comes and speaks English, but I just even want to know what the way forward is. I don't have an idea.
It hit me yesterday also because usually we have a system of buying fuel. I mean, my driver does, but my driver is sick for a few days, so he hasn't done. So my husband had to do all the fuel runs. So, of course, he wouldn't want to go alone. I had to follow him. So, I went to the gas station to all the hassling and all the... Interestingly, it was organized. I like the toll attendant, the girl. Okay, she'll do like 5 bikes. She'll do one car, and maybe like 2. Okay, like she really organized it properly. But there was a lot of chaos. And of course, I came down with the Your View logo on my head. Oh, Mariah Brown. There, and please, if we're not brown, we are here to buy fuel. We are all in this hustle together. But you know, I mean, that's the Nigerian life. We leave it here.
Just tired.
What are you gonna do?
Tired
All
of
right.
being hot.
Today, all over the papers is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's birthday today. He's 70. Many, many happy returns to him.
Yes.
He's celebrating it with a colloquium at the Hotel today. And for those of you who know Asiwaju by association or even know him remotely, you know, there's a lot of negative news about him there, outside. You know, people think, you don't know him personally, but you hear all these things and you just go with the bandwagon. So today and yesterday is an opportunity to know more about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu because there's going to be an exhibition. And I would say it's very educative. It tells you exactly everything he has done from the beginning, his entire political career, all his achievements. It's there. It's good. I really like a lot of young people to go there to go and learn about him because...
Is it open to the public?
It's open to the public. Yesterday, everybody was there. I mean, I heard the people that went there. They learned quite a few things about him, things they did not know. So for those of you that are just following the bandwagon, oh, he did this, he's a bad person, Go there yourself, learn from what he has done, and get it. Ask questions.
It's also good to be careful. You pick a battle that you know.
Yes.
Nigerians are quick to say, I know the story based on stories.
Yes.
And the person that even have the story did not.
I'm telling you, I've seen those.
So please.
I was told that he came also yesterday. Yesterday was for the public. So he was there, the governor was there, and everybody was accessible to all the pictures, his achievements. There. Just go and learn a few things. I'm sure he's going to be there for the entire week, which will be nice. I didn't go yesterday, but a few people that I know. I'm going there today. There's a colloquium this morning, and then the exhibition, I think, starts at 4 p.m. So it would be nice for you to learn a few things, know him for yourself before you go with the job. But happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I know Adagbao.
Amen.
Like, to grow.
Amen.
Okay, let's go on a quick break.
It's not easy to be 70.
He's not. He says he's not beans. Let's go on a break. When we return, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Right. We're going to start with The Nation. Tinubu has set standard in leadership, says Buhari. No distraction, please, Emefiele tells campaigners. Telecom blackout likely in Abuja, Ondo, Ekiti, others. And Wike Anyim, South deserves PDP presidential ticket. Okay, I was going to just take the president's quote. So, yes, we're celebrating Asiwaju's birthday today.
Yes.
And the president said he notes and salutes his courage, his resilience, selflessness, and nobility in always placing the welfare and unity of the nation above self, backed with the vision of a greater Nigeria. This was from President Muhammadu Buhari. And quite a lot of accolades to Asiwaju. Yeah, powerful words.
Yes.
He puts himself last. Okay.
It's also important that, because the president is talking about him, talk about a person who's giving you, both in private and in public. That's the way I feel about him. This is someone, there's so much, if the people whose lives is impacted are talking about it constantly, those will be the narratives out there, because you are the true example of the seeds that he sowed. But, when you wait for a while and you only talk when it's necessary or when you're around him, it's wrong. Talk publicly and privately about what he's done and how he's impacted your life is extremely important. And loyalty is also an extremely important thing.
Yeah. Okay, let's take one more story. You have the Emefiele story.
So the CBN governor is saying that there's just so much noise out there about him trying to run for president. There's news that he bought three private jets in preparation for this. That please, I beg. Right now, what's on my plate is that I'm fighting inflation. Let me read what he says. He says, my focus at this time is robust monetary policy and fighting inflation, which is now a global problem, building a strong financial system in an increasingly uncertain global economy. So, in summary, summary, he just says, stop with the fake news. Yes. This is what I'm about right now. And
in put hashtag no disturbance.
He should just come out and say, I am not running.
Yes, come out already. This is Twitter.
This is the second
he put it on Twitter.
No, he's saying, don't distract me. He's not coming out to say, look, I am not running for presidency, full stop.
Okay.
He's still, he's
been in Nigeria.
Speculation. I'm not running for presidency. And then we now hear, it's like, come on, God, this
is a Nigerian
problem. It's the same thing we've been asking of the vice president.
Tell us, are you running?
People are posting, and every day you just say it's fake news. I still here. You're not exactly saying whether or not
you're running or just say, I'm not running. But once you just make that statement,
and I feel that even for
fake news will stop
until someone picks a ticket. Let us not
I think it's a general Nigerian problem.
Once you pick a ticket, then we know that you're serious.
If that's how they said Asiwaju owned the Oriental. Nigerians don't come out and tell us, I don't own it. Say it. I do not own Oriental. But no, they'll just let rumor mongers continue. And then answers happen, they go and destroy somebody's hotel. Tell us that you don't own this. The
hotel. They destroyed the hotel.
They went to go and book down a few. Yes, they tried to. Moving on quickly to the Punch. National Convention, Aregbesola lies allies, aggrieved chieftain supporters dump APC. I didn't read that story. 1.8 million candidates register for UTME, JAM partners, CBT centers on diesel costs. Train derails as terrorists bomb Abuja-Kaduna rail track. Kaduna airport not attacked, 12 terrorists eliminated, says the military. 8 killed as cultists engage in supremacy battle in Ogun. NULGA plans protest as state assemblies get constitutional amendment bill today. Marketers blame oil price, forex as cooking gas price rises again. Okay, which story are we taking?
Let me start with the marketers. Marketers of liquefied petroleum gas are saying that presently the cost of gas is gone up, and they gave facts. They said the 12.5 kg as example has gone up between 200 to 300 naira per each kg. This is according to the Nupeng LPG retailers branch chairman Chika Umudu, who was speaking with correspondents on why, and he was blaming, of course, forex, also blaming the cost of gas, and he's saying it's even internationally. We're asking government at this time, Ramadan is just 4 days away, Nigerians are having it tough. I'm buying foodstuff, basic foodstuff. The guest yesterday was talking about how these are the real factors, not just the inflation figures that we have, but the real factors are purchasing power and the cost of commodities in the market. So it's tough out there.
Take another story.
There was a battle for supremacy in Ogun. 8 people were killed. Apparently, it was the battle between Eye and Aye. The killings happened because one of the kingpins, popularly known as Tommy, in Oluwo, Abeokuta, was killed. So they came to Pansheke, and then they killed about 8 people. They shot and killed people. There was one electrician who was shot, and he fell off the bike that was conveying him. All his intestines came out, and he died. And just such a terrible, terrible story.
Yeah. So I have the Kaduna airport story. So I remember, I think it was at the weekend, we had heard that the Kaduna airport had been attacked. So the military has come to, give us a proper picture of what happened. He said that first of all, the incident occurred about 6 kilometers away from the airport. Military says that there are different layers of security before you can get to the airport. So the bandits were walking past the bush, and then one of the staff of NAMA, who was in charge of, some equipment in that area, they sighted him and then they're shooting at him. Of course, the bandits will make it look like, yes, we have attacked the airport. He says, but the moment those shots rang out, in 3 minutes, the military was already there, and they were able to shoot down 12 of them. They had called the Air Force as well and got 12 of them. And they're just assuring that there's proper security at the airport, that it would take you to go past various layers of security to get to the airport itself. Okay, and then maybe I should just add the story of the Kaduna-Abuja rail. Yesterday night, there was so much news about allegedly the track being bomb being detonated, but we're getting from the Railway Commission, what they're saying is that they cannot confirm that there were any bombs, but definitely there were bandits shooting at the train, and the train stopped because of the shots, and there were lots of passengers, hundreds of passengers on the train, but the military got there to them on time and protected them, which was confirmed by someone who claimed he was in the train at the time and said, but the military is here for us.
But there's a counter. Daily Nigerian took an online newspaper, took an account of someone who was in on the train. And, the account was that the rails were bombed with IEDs, improvised explosives. And then the train itself was shot at. All passengers were lying flat in the train, on the train. And the spokesperson for the railway confirmed that, such happened, but she couldn't give details of, whether there was any kidnap. The news said that they were able to attack and enter the train, and they took some people, but they
all right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make you calm down. If the farm say you sabi, you want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass your power. You want to show yourself, oh.
whatever your size.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing points. There's a story I wanted to take there. The National Union of Local Government Employees set to hold a protest at the National Assembly. This is according to Punch. They're saying that they're insisting that the National Assembly lawmakers pass this bill, which is going to be reviewed today. If you recall, the NGF chairman, the governor of Ekiti State, was one of those saying that they cannot pass the bill on autonomy, local government autonomy, because obviously the states are the ones that can actually better have better control of the local government and know how best to distribute the resources across their state. not so much the local government. That if you empower the local government, therefore you're having 3 arms of government, there could be a bit of conflict, and that would not actually be best for our democracy. So a lot of governors are still against this local government autonomy to be passed, the bill to be passed. So, but the 36 speakers of the entire country, that the various House of Assemblies across the country are planning to have a meeting today in Ibadan to discuss, no, not today, this week in Ibadan to discuss it, but there will be a protest from the NULG.
Yes, and Abba Kyari has been denied bail.
Yes.
He's been, the NDLA have asked them to remand him at the Kuje prisons, and the other 2 that pleaded not guilty to be remanded at another prison. I can't get the name here. But
So we're moving quickly to Daily Sun. FG PDP fight. We've been on point since morning. FG PDP fight over destabilization plot. Sits at home returns bloody in Imo and Enugu. SANU, NASU strike ground public universities, and terrorist bomb rail track attack Abuja Kaduna train with passengers on board. Okay.
Yes, so Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union have commenced their strike. They started yesterday, and reports coming in show that many campuses were like ghost towns. The gates were left open for just free flow of human and vehicular traffic. There's just no one there. You know, they had given a warning, and they had said they were going on this strike. And they also said that they are putting people in place at the different campuses to ensure that it's properly followed, that people follow this strike action. They asked a few of them, you know, stakeholders, how they feel, especially as it affects the students. They said they are sorry that this is happening, but really the ground should be with the federal government, that what they're doing today, the strike that they're taking today, is so that things can be better for the students in future. Says government should always stand by agreements and not just throw them away after it, you know, they had come to a conclusion with government.
Okay,
and
so
2 policemen. Okay,
go ahead.
2 policemen were injured in Imo. They attacked the police station at about 3 o'clock, and it lasted till 4:30. It was fire for fire. The police gave them correct back, and all the people in the area went running, helter-skelter, hiding. They said they have never heard anything like that. I just wish that these people would just allow there to be peace.
Unknown, I think I took that story in other people. I think it's unknown gunmen saying that they came from the bush, from some forest. I'll take that story. Okay, there was a story like the major headline. So Alhaji Lai Mohammed was responding to PDP and accusing them of trying to pull another round of NSAS protests across the country because they are peddling lies about the government and the administration of Muhammadu Buhari. According to him, he was responding to when PDP said the spokesperson, Debo Olugunogba, was saying that their convention was quite appalling to watch, saying that how could they, it was a jamboree to spew out a bunch of lies about their false performances, about the economy and education, infrastructure and all that. So because of that, Alhaji Lai was responding to him saying that, listen, we've been in opposition. You are the opposition. That when we were opposition, we criticized your government based on facts. We didn't try to burn down the country. By spewing all these lies on social media, by trying to whip up another NSAS protest across the country, you're trying to ground the country. If you ground Nigeria, if you now finally get power, which country would you have to govern? That we've been opposition, and when we're opposition, we did not ground Nigeria. We're only using facts against you. That they should learn from them, from their own. When they were opposition, that they were better and the opposition to beat. That so far PDP, he's contemplating that they are planning another NSAS protest that might actually ground the country.
I don't know what evidence he has for that, but I just want to say, is he talking as the APC spokesperson or the federal government? Because PDP is not attacking, PDP is attacking APC. You are now answering as federal government. So I think he's got his wires crossed somewhere. He should be attacking the APC. Let the APC spokesperson talk to PDP.
Well, he's a member of the party, so he's saying that there's nothing wrong.
He's also the Minister of Information. They are supposed to rule for everybody, not one person, not one party. He's Minister of Information for Nigeria, not for APC.
Okay. Moving on quickly now to Vanguard. Hoodlums attack Imo police station. with petrol bombs. And I think that's the story why I can try to take away. Convention AFG attacks PDP, alleges destabilization bid. Cultists kill 8 persons in Ogun. Olowusto family threatens legal action against Obasanjo and kingmakers. Court orders a transfer of Abakiari 6 others to prison custody. Transcorp Group PBT hits 27.9 billion. Fighting inflation, my focus, not rumored presidential bid, says Emefiele. ASU strike, NANS begin PD protest in Abuja. Terrorist bomb Abuja Kaduna rail track, attack 970 passengers. And 2023, PDP will lose if zoning isn't respected. I think we're taking most of the stories.
Yeah, let me take the Nigerian Association, National Association of Nigerian Students, just as a follow-up to the NASU-SANU strike.
Yes.
So they have begun theirs, a protest. They're meeting at the Unity Fountain in Abuja today, to express their displeasure with what's going on, with ASU, with the non-academic staff union, and just government. See, it's so unfair. I mean, this is me talking. It's so unfair. These children have just been left with, no future, nothing to show. What is the plan? What would you eventually? What are we planning to do with these children? We have a whole group of Nigerian students, of Nigerian children who are out of school because they cannot afford to go to school. Then we have those who can be in school, who are able to put small resources together and be in school, and you're closed. Federal government should not be sitting down quietly while this is going on. And I hope that this protest will somehow get to the federal government and they'll do something quickly about this. This is not in the papers. This was me.
Yeah. Can I take the story about the ritualist suspected? Yes. Apparently they had been they had been going about what do you call it? Lounging by a school. They had been, casing the joint, as you will call it in the hoods, they call it in the hood. So they had been casing the joint. So this woman got there with her son. One paper said her son, another one said her children. And as she got down to let her children out of the car, the guy entered the car. And he locked the doors, but unfortunately, unfortunately for her, she had taken the keys and turned off the engine, so he couldn't move.
Oh my Lord.
So she alerted they caught him, and they beat him, and then he confessed that they had been kidnapping children in different places, and they take them to Oyo for rituals.
What?
Yep.
In Lagos?
In Lagos. Is this school in Omole Estate too? I will tell you the school. It's in the paper, but I don't want to say it on air.
Hey.
Can you imagine?
Nigerian Tribune, we have to run.
His accomplice ran away.
We have to run. Let me see. That story is not taken. Nigerian Tribune, the NBA fault Air National Assembly creation of 6 new law school campuses. Terrorist blow up Abuja Kaduna, we talked about that. Alton raises alarm on imminent telecom blackout in Kogi and 9 other states. Kidney failure, seek medical help if your urine is foamy, says expert.
Very quickly. I wanted to take that story.
Yes.
Okay. Because
if
your urine is foamy, because today is Healthy Tuesday. If your urine is foamy, please seek medical attention. That means you might have a kidney problem. So.
Okay, quick one.
Okay, Alton. So the Alton is the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria. And they said they have been shut down. The operations have been shut down. Most of their offices shut down by the Kogi state government in what has to do with collecting of levies, taxes. And they said based on what they know, what they've done is that they have paid their taxes, but the government is demanding more taxes. And this is going to impact telecommunication services in Kogi State and the 9 states that are, bordering Kogi State as well. And so I guess they're just asking that the government, to come in between, to come and, assist with this, or else there will be complete shutdown of telecommunication services within this area.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back from what's our hot topic of the day, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
And we go. Oh, boy, I see this collab where they shoot there.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day, all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our...
Thanks for staying with us. So it's slapping season across the world. Less than 2 weeks after
excited.
Bianca Ojukwu slapped Mrs. Ebele Chukwu Obiano. Another slap happened in the United States at the Oscars. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on his face on stage at the Oscars after some kind of comedic statement or comic statement came out of his mouth about Jada Pinkett's health condition. Now, many of you have seen the video, many of you have heard the story, but what really happened was that at the Oscars, Chris Rock was making a joke, and of course he was using Jada Pinkett as one of his references, and then saying that she's about to do G.I. Jane 2, And that's for those of you that watch G.I. Jane, she was bald at that movie.
Demi Moore was.
So it was Demi Moore that was bald. Anyway, she was saying, so was making a joke. Now, unfortunately, Jada has a medical condition. And obviously, we don't know the struggles she's going through, that she's been through with that condition. So her husband immediately reacted, and he punched him on the face and said that he should get his wife's name out of his mouth. And obviously, social media went crazy. And this is an interesting conversation because there's so many things to learn. You know, there's a part of forgiveness. There's a part of comedy gone too far. There's a part of self-control. There's a part of love for family. There's a part for disrespect to the academies. And there's a part of apology to even to Will Smith, or accepting that, you know what, I goofed. So there's so many things we can learn from this. What are your thoughts when you watch this video? And you can call us on 080-0812705367, 0913976794. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please, we'll be happy to take your tweets. Okay, YK.
I just wanted to say that Will Smith found it funny at first.
Yeah,
he laughed. But the camera went to Jada Pinkett, and she was rolling her eyes. So I think maybe she said something to him when the camera wasn't on them.
Right.
And he now reacted by going on stage, I believe stupidly, foolishly, to slap Chris Rock, and Chris Rock almost tried to turn it into a joke again after receiving a hot slap.
I think it was
more like a punch.
A smack, like a punch slap together.
It was terrible. And then Will Smith starts yelling.
Yeah.
You know, and
so let me read both of their responses. So far, Will Smith said that his behavior was unacceptable and inexcusable. He said, "Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but the joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear. I reacted emotionally, and I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong." So he eventually, I think, on the social media page, he apologized. Chris, on the other hand, says, and if you allow me to read, he said, "As a comedian, it can be difficult to understand which lines are to be crossed and which ones aren't. Last night, I crossed a line that I shouldn't have and paid the enormous price for my reputation as a renowned comedian. Comedy is never about poking fun at or making a light of people's medical conditions or their ordeals. Comedy is about using real-life circumstances to create laughter and bring light to otherwise dark world. With this, I sincerely apologize to my friends Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, and the rest of the Smith family for the disrespect and disregard I displayed globally on the world." So both of them have apologized, but we're just getting the lessons from this.
The hero of this story is Chris Rock. I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of how he just, how he comported himself, because it could have gone another way. We know how the Mrs. Obiano and Bianca went, and after that, he's still apologizing publicly because you embarrassed him internationally. Can you imagine me just getting up and slapping Mariah right on TV?
But I took a swipe at you.
No, it does not matter. Whatever it is that Mariah could have done or said to me, I should get up right now and slap Mariah on TV right now. It's so embarrassing. It was totally wrong. I'm happy also that what we're also learning, where they have done it differently than the Bianca or Biano situation, is there's an immediate apology to even the people that had to witness this show of embarrassment. Then there's the fact that their police was even thinking about how to prosecute, look at this, as a crime because it's an assault. But Chris has said he's not filing any charges. So with the Bianca case, I would not say that our children, Nigerian children, learned anything from it. But I'm happy that they can see that there's a way to go. You don't assault people. It's bad. It's also a crime.
Even if it's justified.
Yes. And when you have made a mistake, you must apologize for your bad behavior. And what Chris Rock did, the way he handled himself, is the way we should handle ourselves when we find ourselves in this situation. It was tough, but he did it. And for me, he's the hero of this whole thing.
Nima, your thoughts on this?
Yeah. So there's no matter what. That's the line. So it's violence in public, of course, is not right. It's not something I would do now. But there's always that line, like I said the last time, when you encourage or you took the high road every time, you encourage a bully if you don't address it. So once it is addressed, we can't then now put a meeting around how it was addressed. by the victim. So this is a public person, yes, whose lives and family have always been on the tip and tongue of everybody. An example of him would be Two-Face when his affairs and the children that came from it became a topic for every comedian. If Two-Face, he waka jam you. If he pass you, you are pregnant. If you go Two-Face, you're on your own. If you, I felt personally at the time, anytime I hear a joke from any comedian and it goes on Two-Face, I just tune off. What's it now? You want this person to explode in public before you know they have emotions. Because I come from a region where Yabi is and it's a joke thing. So you go at me, I already know what to go at you at. But there are days.
So I can't try me.
There are days, and those days, I'm still an Edo person when you come at me and I come at you back. And if I come at you back and I'm discussing how I come at you, I'll be like, are you okay?
You know,
are you all right? Are we not playing? You know? Sometimes there's that line. And I felt that with the number of years that Will Smith has put into his career, there's a boiling point, breaking point or whatever, and it just happened at the height. You know, when the advice from Denzel was very apt at this. That, you will take it all. It's at that point when you can't take it anymore, just look, it might be at the top, at the very height of it. Chris Rock is known to joke, and just as he admitted in his apology as well, not to know the line.
So, you know, there are so many angles, and I'd like to start with the angle of the family. Because nobody knows how Jada has struggled through this entire because only the husband knows the difficult times, the sleepless nights, the fact that, you know, the embarrassment. There are different aspects of this medical condition that could be depressing to even the person. You've had hair all your life. And now you're in a situation whereby the family had to walk through you. So to hear somebody joke at it, it's really, really, really hard for you to take it. But now, again, where do we draw the line of self-control? Because I know, as I said, we were trying to use the Bianca story. Could Bianca had, even though that lady came to say one or two things, which we don't know, but they're saying that she said a few nasty things to her, could she have comported herself and saying, and not do anything? Those of us are saying that it was okay. The slap was a very much needed slap. Are we now saying something else now that, well, it's a
I've been waiting for all those that said Bianca was right. I'm waiting for them. Yes, I'm waiting for you people. When you said Bianca was right. If you say Will Smith is not right. Yes.
I'm ready for you.
Yes, that was you. You're pro Bianca.
Yes, I'm Team Bianca.
Yes, so
I will say it again because, see,
violence cannot solve everything.
No. There's a big difference in those clubs. Mrs. Obiano, she left her seat, walked majestically to go and be insulting somebody.
Mikey, is it you?
Did you hear the conversation?
Did you hear the conversation? Nima, they said that she was even doing her like this.
You will not stand up back and say,
of course.
In my space.
Of course.
If you enter me, I will enter you back.
Straight away.
No, sorry. Don't enter me. If you enter me too much, I will enter you back.
Private space. Go and read about it.
You and I were not there. In fact, nobody saw the slap. Calm down.
They caught the catwalk.
Nobody saw the slap. Yes, she walked over. She could have gone there to go and greet that woman. That's the truth. Nobody saw the assault.
Okay.
And then the reaction
let's just even base it on what they themselves said after it happened. So Ms. Obiano accepted that she got up and she went to greet. And she said that because of their past relationship, she was like, so you're here. Let's just even say she was goading her. Let's say, oh, you. I thought you said you will not come to our tea, and here you are. Let's say that's what she did. I think she was trying to make fun or make right. She'll get up and slap her.
No.
And that's the occasion of the inauguration of a governor.
Very important
governor. She was completely wrong.
No.
Bianca, I've always admired her. She's beautiful, and she carries herself in such a way that you would say she's classy. And so is Will Smith. He's someone that I admire, follow him on social media, and I feel that he carries himself respectfully. And sometimes, what I want to say that sometimes classy people, respectful people, well-behaved people mess up. Yes. And when they mess up, we will not say because...
we don't justify it.
Yes. If they mess up, we call them out for the mess up. They accept it and they must apologize.
Simple.
Bianca did not handle that thing properly, neither did Will Smith. And that's what I have to say on that issue.
Let's go on a break. I want to get your point. We'll get your point after this break. Stay with us right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be be right back.
Celebrate a low-priced family Easter at ShopRite. Choose from our selection of fresh vegetables, mouth-watering roast, and delicious treats. Get 24 330 ml cans of Heineken beer at 7,199 naira, 99 kobo, and Castillo Grand All Variant wines at 2,149 naira, 99 kobo each. There's more low prices for your family this Easter, only at ShopRite. Lower prices you can trust, always.
The Zenith Better Life promo is back, and it's bigger and better. You could be one of 20 lucky customers to win 150,000 naira every 2 weeks from now till January 31st, 2023. To qualify, simply open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum balance of 5,000 naira. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
I am more than just an idea. I am alive, connected. I am part of an ecosystem, creating connections within an interactive and sustainable city. I am intentional about excellence, integrity, and efficiency. I am invested in building a sustainable future. I am committed to strategic partnerships and collaborations. I can be tough, and I can be tender. I take pride in delivering high standards. While there may be others, I am in a league of my own.
Good afternoon, Oga. Now you be the landlord?
Yes, Nami.
Oga landlord, me go need one room for this your house, so.
Okay, sure you get work where you dey do.
Yes, I be nurse.
You know go dey owe me be that now.
Now how much be your rent, safe?
Not just 90,000 naira. Wait, this guy, where you come from, Sef?
Oga, I come from Akamata.
Akamata? No talk am again. My spirit and Akamata people no dey ever join.
Oga, wetin happen now?
Come on for my compound. Na so baba thing na people sabi do for that Akamata. Come on for here.
Haba, Papa, wetin this innocent girl do you now? Now people like you, they spoil Nigeria, Papa.
I think you don't see am now. My people, they talk, say jollof rice, we dey for bottom pot today, go dey top of cooler tomorrow. As I take need you now, so you self need me. Because now one mama we get, we be Nigeria. Make we love ourselves, because now only together we go fit make our country better for us and our children them. One heart plus one love equals better Nigeria. Now the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the UK government, they bring in this message.
It's been a long day, and nothing could feel better than sleeping comfortably. So relax, you won't be bothered by leakage or irritation tonight. Huggies Dry Comfort has a super fast dry layer that quickly absorbs wetness for all-night dryness and comfort. So baby can wake up comfy and dry as the night before. And you keep doing great, Mom.
Now in a new look pack, available from 650 naira.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the Jada Pinkett matter, where Chris Rock took a swipe at her, and Will Smith responded with a smack. YK was going to talk. Well, we're trying to look at it with the Bianca story.
Yes. And the difference between the Bianca story and Will Smith is that the woman, Mrs. Ebelia Obiano, she left her seat where she was sitting, and then she made a statement. She says, I was being friendly. The gesticulations I saw were not friendly. We saw inside the video,
and
that
the
we saw,
reaction was
she was
not the
doing like
smiling
this,
one.
and she was, and then she entered inside Bianca's private space. Go and read about your private space. You only permit few people into that place. Your husband and your children.
That's all.
That's all. No other person. Not Mrs. Obiano, not anybody. The only other person that could have entered that place where she was Ojuku, who is now dead, or her children. So now please. She entered there. And then she was we could see her now. She was just.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
If you did not see
I didn't see that.
No one gave an account of what Mrs. Ebele said. Let's tell you what Mrs. Ojuku said. She said not only did she enter the space, she poked her. She said, "Don't touch me again."
Exactly.
She went for the gele. The crown on her head. Don't touch me again. If Mrs. Ebele was greeting her, you don't greet people from their head down. You did not curtsy. You did not kneel down. Nothing.
You did not kiss her.
If you are playing with somebody, don't play with me again. It's bullying when you do it again.
Okay, let's for a second.
So she now bullied her, and then that one to stop her. Just give her 2 hot slaps.
Correctional slap.
Or was it 2 or 1? Anyways, one.
Just one.
Okay, one.
First of all, YK and Nima, you were not there. Secondly, let us for a second.
Miriam was there.
I saw the same video. I didn't see all this here.
Miriam was there.
Let's imagine for a second. Let's imagine for a second that the person who is sitting at Bianca's position is someone like Mrs. Obi Ezekwesili. Do you think Obi will stand up and that Obi will see the slap? You think Obi will stand up? No, she wouldn't. She's too classy to stand up. She would rather stay there.
Slap her first.
No, wait now.
Slap her first.
Wait first.
Then tell me whether she will.
Okay.
She will.
You know what?
What are you saying? Why are we living
That stood up
class
to the kind of men that were in the cabinet when she was Minister for Education. You think that somebody will come and enter her private space?
No, she would never raise her finger on somebody.
Okay.
The same way, the same way you are speculating, I'm also speculating that she would not raise her hand. You're also speculating.
You did not see.
You did not see what happened there. And you're here coming up with all these stories.
We saw. You see,
I saw the same video.
My own problem.
I didn't see
my problem with that woman. She left her seat. She left her seat. Listen, her husband was sitting there. That babe sitting beside her husband was sitting there. She left those two to go and meet Bianca.
Cross too far.
Who was the walk was too far. That was number 1. Okay. Which kind of catwalk is that?
Okay, number 1.
Then number 2. The gesticulation that I saw. It didn't look as if she slapped her.
Let's stay on the gesticulation.
Let's stay on the gesticulation
first.
Nima, wait. Let us stay on the gesticulation for a second. Listen, this woman, you and I did not see Mrs. Ebele raise her hand, number 1. We didn't see Bianca raise her hand either. We are just going by body language, and we are then insinuating. Bianca can say tomorrow, I didn't slap that woman.
There's nothing anybody can say about it. Wait. We have evidence of some things. We did not see you raising hands.
Exactly.
But we see the action. We see wig fly off.
I didn't see any wig fly off.
Yeah, I did.
Wig did not fly off.
We see somebody reset.
I'm coming.
Wait. You did not see other one. I saw somebody reset wig. And I also saw somebody shout on the camera, the picture of the reaction.
Let's bring it back to this matter. Let me come to Mariam, then we'll bring it back.
There was a slap.
There are 2 different scenarios.
Why you hanging there?
Well, we agree to disagree. I don't think there are 2 different scenarios. I think they're exactly the same.
Let me tell you why. One was sitting down.
Let's hear Mariam.
Sitting down.
Let's hear Mariam.
No, I will let you. We hear her. One was sitting down. Yes. You came into her private space.
Both were provoked.
Chris Rock was standing.
He provoked
neck and neck. He said it was neck and neck. He wasn't, and he knew he was on live TV.
Yes.
Bianca and Kenny, they were not.
It was an inauguration, was a live event.
Saludo now.
Let me take this call.
It was a live event.
Let me take this call. Maybe to calm things down. Calm down. Welcome to the show. I think I have Ralph. Good morning, Ralph. Are you there? Ralph, please listen to me, not the TV. Are you there? He's watching TV.
Okay.
I have to cut him off.
This is what I want to say is that, however it happened, after it happened, because they say don't cry over spilled milk. So here we are. I've not heard an apology from either of those women. I've not heard Bianca apologize to the governor, to the public, to the governor, and the people that happened. So we need to also talk about people make mistakes, people goof, people mess up. And when you mess up, what is the next step to take? We need to focus on that. People should learn to apologize when they acknowledge that what they have done is wrong. And then I think the second part I want to go to is the fact of is comedy in general. And a lot of people would say, oh, but it was comedy. This is what comedians do. But I've seen over the years how comedy has been called out on a lot of things, and we're seeing comedy change. There used to be a time where it was okay to joke about rape, girls being raped, and many of our comedians have been called out for that. And the reason was because of this movement where women are saying, you know, there are some things we will not take. This is abuse, this is assault. How can you make a joke out of it? So comedians, I think now will have to go back to the drawing board and start thinking of more intelligent, sensitive ways of making people laugh. Because if we go with the way comedians will tell you that they are not really poking fun at you, they're just trying to use the situation to make it funny. Use yourself, please, next time. And then concerning what she was going through, her medical conditions, we had, there was this actor that passed. For so many months before he passed, this Hollywood actor that did Wakanda, you know, he had lost so much weight. There was so much jokes just being thrown around. We need to be more sensitive. And comedians can be a little bit much more
Let me take this
sensitive in their
Let me take
jokes.
Ralph. I'll come to you. Ralph is holding for a while. Good morning, Ralph. Are you there? Hello, Ralph. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I have to be patient because this is a very interesting one, though it's eliciting a lot of passion right there. You see, we can't continue to be clapping and hailing moral education. We can, or under any palace. It's just like somebody asking me to excuse abusing and beating a woman. I don't care whatever she says to women. This is the way they are created. When I see or read a man placing hands on a woman, it's totally unacceptable. I don't care what you say. That's abuse. That's the way they are wired. If they are not up to being a man, go and sit down. Don't go and bring somebody's daughter in your house and start abusing me for what she said. If she puts for your nose, get out. Be a man. My late father told me that beating a woman is the greatest act of cowardice. Coming to Obiano and people now have brought in new lexicons. The slapper and the slappee. Both Obiano's wife and Bianca should go and apologize to the young girls of this generation for the public embarrassment. Where is our civility? Where is our decorum? Where is our education?
Right.
When you are talking about you should have slapped her back, it came to her face.
Right.
See, when there are naked fathers, there are 15 children. The girls are watching. What are we teaching everybody now?
Thank you very much, Ralph. Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph. Because we can talk about this and laugh about it, but at the end of the day, what are the lessons we're learning? What we're trying to do is elicit lessons from this Will Smith and Chris Rock experience. These are adults that goofed and apologized publicly. Will Smith apologized to the Academy. Chris Rock has apologized to Will Smith, and everybody, and we've seen how it played out. And we kept saying it. Bianca should apologize because everybody kept praising her. Yes, go Bianca, fantastic, well done. The truth is that do we want civility or do we want to be
savages? Nobody was praising her.
People were praising her. People were praising her.
They said she helped her reset. Excuse me.
It's praising now. That's praising.
Somebody is not praise now.
Why?
Excuse me. Somebody, correct Michael here is saying Chris Rock was assault. Bianca was self-defense. Exactly. They are two different things.
It's true. Listen, with all due respect, Mrs. Obiano did not go and slap Bianca.
No, she did not.
She verbally said some things. We don't know what it is. That is not. So you can't tell me that was assault.
So why are we having this conversation that when a person is provocation is such a core element of assault. So whenever you're looking at assault,
thank you, lawyer.
It's such a core element. If you get up and come to my personal space, for instance, let's go far. I personally react that way, and I just learned to be it's outgrown. I used to have friends who thought when I started to wear the hijab that they could come and do kilo warrior, I'll pull it off your head.
I think don't pull off my
No, sorry, I just. So that's the reaction, exactly how it feels.
I'm not going to slap you.
So I used to have friends who would think, Marco, you're kilo mache, and I would laugh. Well, the ones that knew me would say, no, hey, don't do it, don't do it. So I had a friend who attempted and was kilo mache. If you say kilo mache, why koti mache? 5 fingers in the face.
You don't have to do that.
No.
Exactly.
You have a civilized way of solving problems.
No. And I have told you don't take off my hijab. This is why I'm wearing it.
Exactly.
And because you want to belittle my space, but you cross into that
tell your child, if they do something, they come and report to mommy. So why do you have a problem with
we have reached where we are going.
Yes.
That's my point exactly. Yes. From the day we started Bianca to Chris Rock, that's how I'm seeing it. The person who is being poked, who is being picked on, who is being joked at, how has the world addressed it?
Good.
Where do we say tell the other person, stop, it just might be it's breaking point. So when we now get to the breaking point, we're not making the conversation about why he broke, why he fled, or why he reacted.
Forgetting to address...
we didn't discuss the build-up. Nobody ever addressed the build-up. Over the weekend, my son has this friend, and he loves to hug. He's a hugger. He will go and hug them and come back. And then, to him, this is mother and child conversation. He was slapped. And he came over and said, my friend slapped me. And I was like, okay, this time around, what happened? This is I was like, don't mind him. He's always hugging, and and maybe she doesn't like it. And he said, yes, I think I hugged that too tight. And I was like, okay, stop hugging her. And then the conversation kept going. I said, but next time when you're slapped, because this person has continued to slap you, slap your own. Slap me now. I'm going to tell my child, I'm not going to come on national TV and come and pretend the conversations we have with our children behind the scene. If you slap your own, she would know she might get a reaction next time. And slapping will not be the first option every time. Because now, I will not go and meet her mother, bring her out on baby children conversation. Stand up for yourself. At some point in life, you are going to grow up and your parents might not be alive.
This is an interesting conversation. I'll come to you, Mara. Let me take this call. I'll come to Mara. Good morning, are you there?
How many people will you be reporting to?
Hello, good morning. Are you there? Kelvin.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning.
You are live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, this is Kelvin Caesar calling from Abuja. It's my first time of calling.
Welcome to the show.
Okay. This is a very interesting topic.
You are listening to yourself. Please go ahead, Kelvin.
Okay. I don't know. You people shouldn't compare the Bianca's case with Chris, what's his name, Will Smith's case. Yes. You understand? Can you hear me?
Very clearly, sir. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me, please?
Very clearly. Please, I have to cut this line off.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay, Mariam.
I really wanted to hear what he was going to say.
Okay, so for me, I think this has brought us to the conversation on provocation. And I'm happy that you took us here, because I have heard every time we talk about domestic abuse, physical abuse in homes between husbands and wives, we always take that road of no matter what, you don't hit someone, you don't resort to violence. And I've had people send me DMs about what they have described as almost like, the words that their spouses have said to them constantly over the years, constantly. Some of the words that they have said, I'm shocked that, so how are you still in the same room with this person? That when someone feels upset, that they would use horrible words at you. Somebody says, this woman, every time we fight, she insults my mother. My mother, that who I am today is because of what she has done for me. She insults my mother to my face constantly. I try to leave. She will lock the door and say I should not leave. So if we want to talk about provocation, then we'll talk about it well.
Mariam, God bless you for this angle. God bless you for this angle, because we are the women that say, no matter what any woman does, don't touch her, don't hit her. No, be so. See them quiet. Two of them quiet.
No, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was reading.
No, you're not listening. See you quiet now. See women. See how she's not still like she's quiet. Listen, let me explain to YK. This is what happened. We women, in fact, everybody, International Women's Month. No matter what a man does to you, you have no right to slap her face. No matter what a woman does to you, you have no right to slap. We say it all the time, that don't raise your hand against your wife.
That's a woman and a man.
So it's same thing, provocation.
Listen, a man's physical strength is different from a woman's. Yes. That is battery. That is battery.
See, wait. We have on this table called out women for being provocative with their tongue. I have.
Yes.
Yes, and I've called it domestic violence in the most verbal form. I have on this seat, and it is what it is. You cannot choose because you know there's an advocacy against your
provocation. We're excusing provocation that Bianca was like that. Was Miss Ebele was who was provoked?
Yes.
Bianca was provoked. Same thing. We are saying provocation is acceptable.
No, what we are saying when it comes to Bianca, when you bring an assault issue, you started it from the slap, and so we say what led to the slap.
Yeah. So you heard that.
So now, if a woman sits in her house with the real cases of domestic violence, because I can't allow domestic violence to be belittled here. Women who work hard, struggle hard, do not abuse their partners, beaten, locked, intimidated, falsely separated from family, and have no choices. Those are the women going through domestic. It's not the woman who is a master at it. We've talked about it here, and I even use my case as an example. Not a woman who wakes up every day, tells the man, you're nobody, you're nothing, and at the end of the day gets a reaction, and I always say to the man, you either leave that marriage once and for all, or whatever happens within that marriage, you can't blame. And it goes to both sides. We try to do that balance all the time. Because provocation is still a strong element in any of the violences that we're looking at.
We'll look at provocation. We have to go on it because we have two guests coming, so we have to wrap up this conversation. But I think what this conversation has brought to the fact that let us address the build-ups.
Yes.
So we talk about the slaps.
Start criminalizing build-ups, provocation.
So let us start. We can criminalize build-ups. So what builds the point of the slap? We'll talk about it. We have to wrap up.
I hope you're on the show the next time we discuss it.
I'm in part 2 of this. Let's go on a break. It's Tuesday. We have to discuss health. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Thanks for staying with us. So today on the show, we'll be discussing autism. Our focus is how to deal with or handle autism. The treatment of autism using applied behavior analysis. How effective is the method? And aside potency, how affordable and implementable the challenges involved in this process or routine can be. Joining us on the show is the Treasurer, Association of Behavior Analysis in Nigeria, Tinola Nkechi Olaya. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So we've discussed autism a few times on the show, and we've had so many conversations on this. But how, I guess the new part of this conversation is how best to handle it in modern times. What are there new tools? Are there new techniques? Are there new methods that parents and families can begin to employ to help their children who are having this condition?
So to start on, I would like to, just say, do a big shout out to the families out there that are handling, that have kids with autism. It's not easy. It's very challenging. The pressures that they go through, the lack of understanding sometimes, that they get from the environment, people around, the schools, just a whole gamut of it. So I would just like to say, give a shout out to all of the families out there that are dealing with children with autism. Having said that, our field, applied behavior analysis, is the gold standard for the treatment and management of autism. It's new in Nigeria. Well, not completely new, but it is sort of new, and it's the way to go, I would say. Because it is a science that deals with behavior. It's a science that deals with why people behave. I know for us, behavior is something that we think is when a child is acting up or when a child is throwing a tantrum. But behavior in our science is actually everything that you do. Everything that you do is behavior. Talking, sitting. So because autism is a condition that presents with behavioral deficits. It's not, you can't detect autism with a medical test. It is when a child begins to present with certain behaviors. For example, you have a child who is not giving eye contact to you, they're not responding to name, they're hand flapping, you have meltdowns when you have to transition from one thing to the other, from one activity to the other. There is no social, emotional reciprocity. You can't share things. The child is always by themselves playing. They're okay. And because it's a spectrum, you have kids that have language, and you have kids that do not have language at all. So it's a wide spectrum. And the only way you know that a child is autistic is with the behaviors that they present. So what else is there to treat a condition that has to do with deficits in behavior than a science that is about behavior? Why do people behave? And more so, applied behavior analysis is about increasing socially significant behaviors. Now, when you say a behavior is socially significant, what are you talking about? A behavior that will help the child be included in learning environment, in a social environment with a family, with their peers, so those are the behaviors that we look at. Behaviors that are important to the child.
Exactly.
Being independent, and that are important to the family, and of course being integrated in society.
So someone listening now, my question is, so is there a school for this, or is this something that a parent has to learn? Is this something you can go online and learn? And the normal question, is it something that would involve me maybe spending a lot of money, which a lot of Nigerians will tell you we don't have?
I know.
And is it curable?
I know. Yeah, autism is not, it's something that you manage. You teach a child, because the child presents with behaviors that show a deficit. If a child, for example, does not know how to give eye contact, yes, I will respond to their name. And I teach the child how to give eye contact and respond to their name. You will say I've treated the problem, isn't it? So that is what applied behavior analysis does. We pick on behavior, we pick on deficits, and then we set up, it's about setting up environmental contingencies, because we believe, in layman's terms, that what happens in the environment affects, dictates how a person behaves, not just children, everyone behaves. And what happens in the environment before and after the behavior contributes to shaping or what the person would do in future, you know, in terms of because of what has happened or the consequences for what they've done. You know, so to answer your question, is it parents can, yeah, it's a specialty, you know. You have to, there's a training to being able to do the science, yes. So, and it's accessible. Affordable it can be, you know, it can be depending on how the program is run. You know, for instance, if parents can, if schools really, you know, because I say if schools can be open and have, you know, and have teachers get this training, you know, and be open for people to come in, you know, specialists. Specialists to come in. You know, you can have parents sometimes pair together, you understand, and perhaps share, share experiences. No, just share a therapy, as it were, because it can either be individual or group therapy. It doesn't necessarily have to be individual.
So can they go to normal schools?
Of course, children can go to normal schools. What we say is that a child should get educated in the least restrictive environment. That is what we owe to the child. That is what inclusion is about. You know, so the schools need to provide the space for the deficits that the child has to be addressed within the school environment. It is only when a child shows behaviors that will impede on their own learning and the learning of other children that you can now consider less restrictive environments. Otherwise, a child should access education in the least restrictive environment. More restrictive environment.
When you said behavioral deficit, I kept thinking, what we consider behavioral deficit here is just that the child is not easily conditioned by the caregivers or teachers for the school. So a child that knows to resume so time, when teacher says sit, is well-behaved and all of that, is calm and all of that, that's a child who doesn't have behavioral deficit. Or a child, every child with their differences, some are energetic, some are hyperactive, some are, you know, what exactly would qualify a child to have behavioral deficit? Is it differences in their nature? Or is that an extreme difference that, you know, you can tell?
Sometimes, I get what you're saying. Like, okay, but with autistic children, it's different. You know, it's a neurodevelopmental disorder, so they're processing things differently than we do, you know. So when you look at it as that, so you need to look at the areas of their challenges. For example, they have difficulties with communication. They have difficulties with joint attention. They have difficulties with social emotional reciprocity. Some of them are non-vocal verbal. That is, they do not use language to communicate. So you need to teach them verbal behavior, how to communicate with people without words. Because if we don't deal with all of that, then you begin to get aggressive behavior. Because if a child cannot tell you, for example, I'm hungry, or I need this, or please stop it, you know, or no. Do you get what I mean? Or say, no, don't do that to me. Then they become aggressive. And if when they get aggressive, they get the result that they want, then they will become aggressive more, isn't it? Because that will now become their mode of communication. Yes. I hope I answered your question and I didn't go off.
No, you did.
I did, thank you.
All right, so, I mean, obviously, I said autism is something, it's a condition that we all know and we've heard about. But a parent is watching you right now trying to see, okay, what are the solutions? A school proprietor is watching you also saying, okay, what can I do? I want to have an inclusive school, but I also have the burden of dealing with, can I handle all types of disorders? Can I handle children with, you know, there are different conditions for children. So the proprietor is thinking, if there are that constant pressure of training my teachers to handle all various conditions and still, how does that happen? How do you help a proprietor in this situation to understand the need to have this training for the teachers?
All right, so when I talk about training for teachers, I'm not saying that we train teachers so they now begin to deal with therapy. You know, I'm talking of training for teachers because I think that learning should be at a particular benchmark. You know, so when you have different children in your, and I'm talking about typically functioning kids at this point, you know, in your classroom, they have different learning styles. They have different personalities. As a teacher, you should be able to reach every child with what you're teaching. And this science helps you do that because it is about shaping behavior. And behavior, let's not forget, is everything that we do.
Yes.
So learning is a behavior, you know. Getting compliance in your classroom is a behavior. Getting proper student outcome, you know, all of that are different behaviors that kids have. So to go to your question, so we have an association, the Association of Applied Behavior Analysis in Nigeria, where you will find all the certified, that is all of the qualified people in this profession. So I would encourage school proprietaresses and proprietors to visit this. We're online, you know, to visit us, and yes, we're open to collaborations, to coming in and seeing, to setting up
training.
Yes, trainings, to setting up environments in your school where you can help reach a lot more of.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
a lot
Thank
more.
you so much, madam, for joining us on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right,
Thank
we're going to
you.
go on a break. When we come back, we move on to another health topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Thanks for staying with us. We have with us Dr. Abayomi Ajayi, obstetrician and gynecologist, a friend of the house. He's the managing director of Nordica Facility Center. He'll be discussing endometriosis with us on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you back.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
So,
I'm so blessed.
Yes, you're always there when you come around. So, endometriosis is a condition we've discussed also for many years, and we can't stop talking about it, especially this is International Women's Month. We have to continually remind ourselves of this condition and see how we can best help women to go through. So, for those who have no idea what this condition is, could you tell us what it is and what causes it?
Okay. Thank you so much. Endometriosis is a condition where a woman has the endometrium, which is the inner line of the uterus, which is what a woman sheds every month in the menstrual cycle. When she has it in other places, apart from where it is normally supposed to be, which is inside the uterus. Now, the thing about this is that when it behaves exactly like the one that is in normal place. So it builds and sheds. So it's like, for example, the common places where we have it on the ovary, so in the abdomen generally. So it's like you are bleeding into your abdomen every month.
Oh.
And so what that causes is that, because blood is not supposed to be in the abdomen, what happens over time is that all the organs start coming together to, like, glued together. Ooh. So we have like what we call an inflammatory process. So, and it can, most of the time it comes with a lot of pains. Okay. And then it can also cause infertility. But the problem with this condition is that it's rarely diagnosed because it affects about 10% of women. But so if you cast your mind back, if in your high school, maybe there's some girls at the age of 12, 14, and some people say, oh, they've started, back in those days, they've started having intercourse. That's why they're always having pain when they're menstruating. But for God's sake, some of them just have endometriosis. So, but it's actually so bad that not only in Nigeria, it's worldwide. And that's why it's like the world is repenting now on endometriosis. They've given a whole month, the month of March, as Endometriosis Awareness Month because of the fact that normally it takes about 8 to 10 years, even in advanced countries, between when symptoms start and when diagnosis is made.
Wow.
So in Nigeria, it takes like forever. Actually, we started talking about endometriosis about 15 years ago. When we started, people could not even pronounce the word. I remember they would say that's your endometriosis. But now I think we're better. We're better now in Nigeria. Many people actually also have an idea what it is.
Okay, sir. I remember being in secondary school, there were quite a number of us that once on our period, it was excruciatingly painful. You would be on the floor, rolling on the floor. We knew all the painkillers, that we had to use. And I'm wondering, could that have been a sign of endometriosis? And as a school or as a parent of a child who has such bad menstrual cramps, should that be a time where you should take your child to the hospital to be checked to see if that could be a problem?
Exactly. Because the commonest problem or the commonest symptom of endometriosis is pain, painful menstrual period. What we say now is that if you have menstrual period pain that is disturbing you from doing chores, please go to the doctor. So some of them, one thing about endometriosis is that it's not every one of them that progresses.
Okay.
Some might not progress, but some will have progressed. And what we want to be able to do is to catch them before actually the ones that will progress will start progressing, because that is when you now have all the complications.
So it's going to be cured?
Because what we
it cannot be cured, it can be managed.
Because what we used to get then, for those of us that had painful periods, don't worry, once you start having babies, it will be fine.
Exactly. That is actually one of the things that we want people to stop this. Yeah, because you see, imagine, I know some mothers that are apologizing to their daughters now. You have 4 girls, and only one of them, when she's menstruating, everything comes to a halt. The other 3 are fine.
Like normal. Causes depression. Yes.
It does.
Yeah. That pain.
So many things that it causes, and that's one of the things that we're looking at now, that, look, there's so many marriages that have been broken because of endometriosis. Because some women cannot consummate their marriage because of the pain that they have from endometriosis. Because one of the things that sex can become very painful, and some people will outrightly avoid having sex.
So how can it be managed? Is it by you operate or drugs, or how do you manage it?
Yeah, wonderful. Now, depends on who we're talking about now. At what stage is this? Okay. For some, drugs will do it. Okay. Usually drugs that will, because what causes the endometriosis is that you need to ovulate, menstruate, and then that also is deposited in the where you don't want it to be as well. So if you use drugs that prevent a woman from ovulating and menstruating, then you can reduce the progression of endometriosis.
There are drugs that I can use to stop people from menstruating. Like, if I want to stop now, I can use drugs. For real?
Please,
I will give you free of charge.
I'll take it.
So there's some drugs like that. And of course, for some, it's just analgesics, okay, that they just need to cope with everyday life. But for some, you need surgery. Okay, and then because sometimes it can really, when all the organs come together, sometimes the intestine also becomes part of it, and it could present as an emergency.
How safe is the surgeries? From experience, what I know, my family friend didn't make it through surgery.
No. When we talk about safety of surgery, it depends on where you've gone to start with, the facilities available. And that's one of the things that we see here in Nigeria, that people see doctors as everybody's a doctor. No.
How safe is it?
It's very safe, very, very safe. What we are even asking is that it should be done, if possible, through the laparoscope. You don't need to cut open the cause. Sometimes you need to do this. We're trying to discourage repeated surgeries, but sometimes you don't have a choice. I know some people who have had 13 surgeries for endometriosis.
Let's talk positively. So you said some don't progress. Let's talk about the ones that don't progress. Because just as you said, for girls, I was totally different. My period, I was grateful for the delays because the PCOS now came as if God was managing a condition. Because when the period comes, I'm not able to do anything. I hated myself, and I'm grateful for my mom for having to manage me with heat, hot water, help my back, and all of those things through period. So having my period come 6 months apart of each other was grace. It was bliss. I was just enjoying it. Don't come at all safe, you know, because of the pain that will come with it. So let's talk about the positives, the possibility of it not progressing, because that's another thing I'm grateful for. That, you know, after a while, I believe that it was herbs that was given, but I'm just learning now that, you know.
I think we're making a mistake here. Polycystic ovaries,
I
different
had
from
that.
endometriosis.
And I had terrible periods.
Yeah, because if you don't bleed for a long time, you are likely to have pain with the menses. That's not endometriosis. Okay. So when we're talking about endometriosis, we said some might not progress, but I will not even place so much emphasis on the ones that will not progress. Well, I would rather place more emphasis on the ones that will progress, so that those people can know how to cope.
But Master, I think the age in Nigeria, once you have once a woman has pain now, she goes to the hospital, they just give you painkillers. So how do you ensure your doctor treats or even diagnoses correctly on time for this condition?
You know, I keep saying that it depends on where you go to start with.
Public hospitals. Let's talk about the hospitals that we go. It's public.
Even public hospitals.
Where all the specialists are available.
No, even see, if you have a condition that you know you have like every month, you are not going to stop talking. So you are not the person that somebody will just write paracetamol for. If they do that, you say, you know what?
I've done this.
I'm not going anywhere.
You go another place.
I need to see this. And when you start talking to doctors, they're human beings, aren't they? When you talk reasonably to doctors, they know you know what you're talking about. They listen to you. So I think that's one thing that patients also, without being rude, need to be able to affirm themselves or assert themselves and say, you know what? What I think is that, have you thought about endometriosis?
Without information.
Do you understand?
How do you as a patient just think that's the possible thing?
Fantastic. So let's talk about the symptoms. The symptoms, like I said, one, pain.
Yes.
This pain could be related to your cycle. It could just be there all the time.
Wow.
But most of the time, it's even worse when you're seeing your cycle. The thing about endometriosis is that most of the symptoms become worse when you're menstruating, because that's when the harm is actually done. So you can see some people they will have pain, even to urinate when they are menstruating, a lot of pain. When they go to the loo to empty their bowel, they have a lot of pain. You know, when they have intercourse, like we said, they have a lot of pain. And then some people also bleed from unusual places. Sometimes we see some people who will, maybe an old cesarean section scar, they start bleeding from it during menses. That is endometriosis. Okay. Or you see some people actually coughing out blood. And some people have been on anti-TB drugs like forever. And it's not going. And it's not because it's not TB. What they have is endometriosis. And so those are the things, the symptoms that usually will lead you to go to the doctor.
Okay,
but infertility.
Yeah, so I'm just talking, for me, I'm just really concentrating on that young teenage girl who has started her period, she's confused about that, and now there's this pain. At what age would you say a child can get surgery to help manage that?
We don't usually recommend immediate surgery for children. Actually, that is where we're going now. We're going to the secondary schools. We're facing, because that's where you start your menses. Okay. And we've seen that 60% of the patients who have endometriosis, they've started seeing their symptoms before age 20. So we're facing these secondary schools, telling them how endometriosis presents, and then being able to take some of them even for examination. Because now, everybody, before we used to say that you need to do laparoscopy before you can diagnose endometriosis. But now, the diagnosis is being simplified all over the world.
How?
That there is something that you go back to your history taking.
Okay.
You can see sometimes that, like we said, some of these children, they don't go to school every month.
Yes.
So one of the things that in this kind of young girls, you see a young girl, every month she misses school about 4 or 5 days. Oh, what are you waiting for? And that happens almost for 1 year. It's likely to be endometriosis. She's a patient you should pay more attention to. And therefore, the next stage you now go to, scanners, for God's sake, they are much better now. So the resolution is better. So, but we're talking about transvaginal or rectal scan, because for these girls who are still virgins, we don't want to do vaginal. So you can do rectal scan, you can examine them, and sometimes you can even feel the nodule of where the deposit is. And so we can make the diagnosis much earlier. Some of them might still need laparoscopy when you have done everything. And then also now it's recognized that you can do what we call empirical treatment for them. Start them on some drugs that will stop them from ovulating for about 3 months with analgesic. If they get better, very likely 68...
There are no side effects to stopping a young girl from ovulating for a short period?
Okay. What about prevention? Can this thing be predicted, or is it genetically driven? How do we prevent a child? Because my children are growing, I'm thinking, what can I do to stop it from even happening at all?
Well, unfortunately for now, there's still nothing to prevent. We can only diagnose early because we believe that it is in the genes. So because that's why one of the risk factors that a mother or a sister will have endometriosis. So we believe it's genetic. But the gene responsible has not yet been identified. So all we have now is to prevent early diagnosis, to prevent progression. And then also to help these young girls in decision-making. You know, because if you have endometriosis, you know you have endometriosis, you might be thinking of storing your eggs. If you are not ready to, you might be thinking of...
So if you store your eggs,
we don't want affordability first. We want knowledge first. Let's know what we can do.
Let's know the options I have on the table.
If you store your eggs, then when you want to use them in future, you can get pregnant with the endometriosis or what?
Oh, yeah, you can. Because, you know, it's a double whammy if you have endometriosis and you are about 38. Because age and endometriosis. Endometriosis has effect on the quality of the eggs as well. So if you can store them on time, by the time you want to use your eggs, you will have a better chance.
They can be fertilized in the incubator, right?
You know, you can store eggs, pure eggs.
When I store the eggs, how does it get fertilized? Do you insert it back, or you can just fertilize in the lab?
Well, we're coming to that pretty soon, but don't let us talk about it that yet. But we're coming to that where we can put that back, but that's still experimental.
You have a call.
Oh, so
Olaide.
outside the womb.
Olaide from UK. Good morning, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please. You're live. Hello, madam.
Okay. Oh, good morning.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Very clearly. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you for this beautiful topic. It's actually very encouraging, and I'm happy that we're discussing it. Thank you, Doctor. You actually said something. You said you want to go to secondary schools, and that is highly important, because if this is not treated on time, it actually goes deep, and it affects that girl. The girl will become a lady, become a woman, and the person will not achieve on time. And health is actually wealth. It actually brings you down at times. You know who you are. You're doing things late. So, and this is not actually diagnosed on time. So for this to be diagnosed, it always takes a very long time. And I'm very happy that the doctor said
Thank you. Mariam talked about the psychological effects, which I think is extremely important, especially for young girls. It's part of your campaign. What do you plan to do to also ensure that these girls are properly counseled on how to manage it? Like, they ask the question, why me? Why am I having to go through this?
You see, one of the problems that these people have is this: we don't make diagnosis. When you don't know what is wrong with you, it's even more troublesome. You get to the doctor, and the doctor says it's in your head. You know? Nobody seems to understand you. You get married. So many careers have been truncated. You know, some people wanted to be lawyers, they wanted to be doctors, but they just can't pull through because of endometriosis. So the first thing is for us to make them aware of this before even they become adults.
Yes.
So once they are aware of this, also there is and we have a support group also for them, where you can talk to people who have gone through this and also professionals. Okay, for example, we have some people who are talking to us from like Warri, like Port Harcourt, you know. So we're trying to support them.
I'm sorry, Nima, I was going to ask, so if, let's say you don't take treatment, you manage yourself, you have your kids till you're, let's say, 50, and then you're going through menopause, will you still be disturbed? Will this still disturb you, or will it just
cease?
Menopause tends to make it better because, you know, it feeds on estrogen, which is the hormone of the woman. So when this gets less, the problems tend to get better. And that's why sometimes also some doctors take out the uterus and the ovaries in order to, when the pain becomes very horrible.
Let's talk about family managing it. So mothers who have had painful periods like this, who are able to live through it, menopause, will have a different advice for their children. For the purpose of those watching, for the benefit of those watching, are all painful periods, you know, excusable? How should parents see painful periods?
Thank you. Yeah. Any period that does not allow the daughter to do chores, you should go to a doctor. Let it be sorted out. It is not every painful period that is endometriosis.
Okay.
So we need to sort out the ones that are. And it is not everybody with endometriosis that we have infertility. It's about 50% of people who have endometriosis that way. So it's possible for a woman to have endometriosis. It's possible for you not to have any symptoms at all. It's possible for you to have children.
Go through life.
And go through life. You have learned to live with the period pain because it's not made so much progress. So there's so many things on the spectrum. So it depends on where you are.
Let me take this call from Bridget. She's been holding for a while. Bridget, are you there? Hello, Bridget? Hello, Bridget, are you there? Bridget?
Okay, so recently I've been seeing a lot of people posting pictures with like a patch on their stomachs, and I was wondering, is that the place where you cut a person open to treat endometriosis? So they have like plasters on their stomachs right above the navel.
Oh, okay.
Yes. just in support of endometriosis month and things like that. I was just wondering if that's the area where...
That's the laparoscopy pot. Yeah, that's where the laparoscope goes into the abdomen. Yeah, we call it keyhole.
So once that surgery is done...
don't say that, no.
Okay.
The surgery there's no cure.
Okay.
So you continue
once you go do that surgery, so you may go for others.
You might go for
others. So let me be clear. So when they put a pot there, the pot is an access, right, into your stomach.
Into your tummy,
and that pot is there and it's covered. You can bath with it, you can live your normal life. It's just there.
Yeah.
So the pot is there permanently?
No.
And that's what she's trying to say. So at what point do we remove the pot?
Oh, no, just a plaster. It's just a plaster now.
Okay.
It's just like you have a wound.
Yeah.
In 2-3 days, you should be able to remove it.
So when you do that first time, some people may come for like in 2 months.
They can come for another one.
In months, in years.
See, that's one of the things. You know, this endometriosis thing is like, it's just in the last maybe 20 years, a lot of attention has been paid to it. Now we're beginning also to learn. Those carers are also beginning to learn more about it. There was a time the difference in managing in US and the UK was like day and night. In the US, it was very aggressive. You have this, go for surgery. But now everybody is saying that surgery, if you don't control the number that you will do, by the time this young lady wants to have a baby, because there's no how good you are as a doctor, when you cut anything, scars will form. And therefore, the ovarian, what we call the ovarian reserve, that's the ability of the ovaries to make eggs, will be compromised because of blood supply that's been compromised.
Right.
So now we're saying, look, reduce the number of surgeries, only to when it is inevitable.
Yeah.
Okay, let me check
Someone
this.
is asking. Okay, there's a call.
There's a call. Bridget is back. Good morning, Bridget. Are you there? Hello, Bridget. You're back. Are you there?
Okay. Thank you.
You're live.
Yeah. Thank you, Morayo, and the rest of the team. Please, I just want to ask the doctor if I'm having any issue, like I'm having this watery discharge that is a bit yellowish in color, and I'm an adult of 41. I've had 3 kids. So I don't know if there's any problem.
I didn't hear you properly, Bridget. Could you speak a bit louder?
Okay, I've actually gone for a test and there was nothing seen. I was given some antibiotics, but this discharge still continues. So I don't know if it's symptoms.
We have to make a diagnosis on TV, madam. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we can get a diagnosis. We can also always
see a gynecologist.
Yeah, maybe we have to see a gynecologist. I'm sorry about that. We couldn't really hear you very clearly.
Some engineer Tolex is asking, talking about this endometriosis, for someone to be vomiting during menstruation, please, what is the cause?
Vomiting during menstruation can be a lot of reasons. Because, you know, during menstruation, there are a lot of hormones that are secreted just before you menstruate. So the thing is, that one, you need to see a doctor. There is something we call premenstrual syndrome for some women. So maybe it is, I don't know. So you need to see a doctor. But that's not endometriosis.
Okay. So I hope the person heard.
You may have had a question.
What was the same one?
Okay, same question. Okay, all right. So as we wrap it up, I mean, I'm really happy that you're going to the teenagers. You know, a lot of teenagers right now, they're very confused, and their parents are watching TV right now and say, okay, this could be an option. When you see pain, so what we've learned so far from is that once your child is going through consistent pain every month, they have to not maybe leave school for 2-3 days because of the same thing, see a doctor. And it can be cured, it can be managed all for a long time. And once you get to menopause, it begins to reduce, the pain reduces eventually.
Most people.
And then it's, okay, all right, that's good.
It's not a time to start taking hot drinks. You know, in some parts of Nigeria, what they do is that they start giving the girl a gogoro from...
But all the hot water bottles and hot towels...
That helps.
Okay. So tell us a few other things, because we have about 2 minutes. What other things do people do so they know not to do it anymore?
Well, I think the most important thing is that you should see a doctor. If the doctor cannot make a diagnosis, see another one. There's something called second opinion. And when we talk about second opinion, what is irritating sometimes is that somebody has seen a gynecologist. You're going to see a GP for a second opinion. That's not on. Okay. It must be likes.
Yeah. Okay.
So have a second opinion. Do not rest until, if you have menstrual pain that nobody can explain why it's there to you, don't rest until
Yeah,
you find a doctor who can talk to you about what is wrong.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So it's always a pleasure having you on the show, sir. Thank you for explaining to us more on this condition for women. So you heard it. Please, once your teenage daughter is going through this kind of pain, get a doctor to see exactly the cause. And hopefully, if it's endometriosis, they can also manage it. And hopefully, they don't have to do surgery if they can manage it early enough. That is all we can take on the show today. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.